What's good, YouTube? In this video we're going to be talking about the top 5 legends in Apex at the moment of season 6. We're going from 5 all the way down to 1. So at number 5 we have Pathfinder. Now I have Pathfinder at number 5. I do feel like he is a top 5 legend in the game. In multiple videos I have talked about him being nerfed over and over and him losing some of his abilities, which is the reason why he's lower down on this list. I think when you talk about like in the beginning of seasons, like season 1 through season 3 or even season 4, Pathfinder would be considered a top 2 legend in the game. Some will argue he would even be considered the best legend in the game, but because of these nerfs that he has had recently, I'm putting him down to number 5. And also in this top 5 list you'll see another legend with his ability. That's one of the reasons why I have him lower on this list. But some good things about Pathfinder, why he is top 5, is because, like you guys know, I already made a video about Pathfinder and talking about him. But one of the biggest reasons for him being a top 5 legend is that he's a mobile legend. He's able to get from one area to another, whether it's him individually or what he can bring to a team, getting his team from high ground. And also the fact that he has an escape ability and an ability to push enemies when low very fast. He's one of the only legends who could do that, unless if you're talking about Octane and his jump pad. But the moment you could hurt or down an enemy on your opponents, it's easy to push with Pathfinder. And Pathfinder is great for a team because of his positioning with the zipline as his ultimate, and also the fact that you can have great positioning with knowing where the ring will be by his passive hitting the scan. So for this I have Pathfinder at number 5. In previous seasons though, he would have been top 2, for sure top 3 legend, but for right now he's at number 5. Now the next legend that we have at number 4 is Caustic. Now between Caustic and Pathfinder I was debating on whether who was 5, who was 4. The reason being is because they're two different type of play styles. But I noticed that when you have a Caustic on your team, Caustic is probably one of the best, if not the best, legends to have on your team for endgame. He's one of the best defensive characters, or supportive characters if you want to call it. His ability to gas up a area or a building is very good. You could do so much with it. You could buy yourself time. You could hold enemies off. They won't be able to push you. And also, the only way to counter a Caustic really is to be a Caustic. So that was one of the main reasons why I feel like Caustic is a top 5 legend in the game. And the reason why I have it at number 4, because he's such a strong character, and also he's also an annoying character to play against. So I feel like you have to, I'm not saying you have to have him on the team, but if your playstyle is more of a defensive or a positional type of playstyle as a team, it's always good to have a Caustic. What you could do with his traps and his gassing up the circle when the circle is about to close is going to give you a for sure win. When I'm using Caustic, there's times where I see myself making plays that aren't usually able to be made only if you're a Caustic, meaning the chances of 1v3ing a team because of your gas. If you could get them in a building, you guys are secure, and if the circle is ending around a building area, you guys are great. So with that, I have Caustic at number 4. Now at number 3 we have Bloodhound. Now my number 3 and my number 2 were really close, but with this I chose Bloodhound at number 3. Now if anyone's been playing Apex previously, from the beginning of Apex, Bloodhound has been getting buff after buff after buff. This legend has been buffed so much that he's a legend, in my opinion, and many others, a top 3 legend in the game. Now Bloodhound, his scans are really good. The amount of information you could give to yourself and also to your teammates are incredible. Not only that, the fact that Bloodhound's scanning ability went from 35 to now 25, the fact that you can scan so much, it's like every time you play a team, you'll see a Bloodhound on the enemy team, which is understandable because of what he could do to a team by giving so much information. His ultimate is real fun to use, and also the fact that you could scan every 6 seconds in his ultimate, and what the Apex developers did with Bloodhound, meaning every time you get a knock, you go up, your ultimate keeps building up, so you could be in your ultimate for a long time. Bloodhound has become a good character, a great teammate to have on your team, and also the fact that Bloodhound is able to hit the survey beacon. He's classified as a recon character, or recon legend, so he's able to hit the beacon. So meaning, you not only are you able to scan enemies, you're also able to see the map and position yourself for the next circle because of the fact that he can scan. So this gives you and your teammates great positioning. Plus, in my opinion, I had Pathfinder at 5 and I have Bloodhound at 3. The biggest thing is I feel like you could be so much aggressive with Bloodhound on your team. You see pro players and pro teams using Bloodhound in a competitive scene because of his scans, and it's like having a wall hack on your team. So Bloodhound has been buffed so much that I've got him up in the top 3. Now at number 2, I have Gibby, or Gibraltar. Now Gibraltar, the reason why I have Gibraltar at number 2 is because what he can do for a team from a team's perspective as a support character, and also what he can do individually. Now, in my opinion, whether what your playstyle is, Gibraltar is one of the best, if not the best, is one of the best 1v1 characters to beat. The reason I say this is because the fact that Gibraltar has his gun shield, and his gun shield gives you an extra 50 damage. So that means that you have an extra 50 health. Now Gibraltar is a more defensive or supportive character, so this is good to stay back, use assault rifles, snipers. So whether your playstyle is, so with your playstyle you want to be a more supportive / defensive character in the game, just like a Caustic when you're using Gibraltar. And the fact that you have this bubble, you can use it to fight enemies up close. Now I would recommend always having a shotgun when you're using Gibraltar, but the reason why I have Gibraltar as a top 2 legend is because his 1v1 ability is really good. And for the team aspect, his bubble can help the team in so many ways, picking up your teammates faster, also giving your teammates protection when you're picking them up, so you can pick them up in the open, also giving them fast heal ability while in the bubble. And also his bubble gives you a mobile protection, like mobile cover. So if you're out in the open and you start getting shot, you throw your bubble and have that protection out in the open. And then his ultimate, which is his bombs, they give you such a good advantages, especially towards endgame. Now this top 5 is mainly what separates legends is what they can do like towards the end game, how they can help a team, and how they are individually. And Gibraltar is able to do all 3 things. Help you end game, he can be a great character individually, and the support he could give to a team is really good. So end game I have him really good is the reason is because he can get teams off height, he can, because of his ultimate, and also if the circle's in a very small position, his ultimate is great to crack enemies or also hurt them or even down them. So a Gibraltar is always good to have at the end of the game. Now the best legend in the game at number 1, we have Wraith. I'm pretty sure a lot of people already knew that Wraith would be the best. Wraith is a character that can do so much for a team, and the reason why I have Gibraltar at 2 and Wraith at 1, both of these 2 characters are great for 1v1 battles, meaning if you're in a gunfight, they're both the best that they could be. Meaning Gibraltar, the fact that he has his gun shield gives him an extra 50 damage but he is a bigger character, so he's easier to hit. Now Wraith, on the other hand, is one of the best characters to be for 1v1s because she is one of the smallest characters, if not the smallest characters. So it makes her so much the opposite of Gibraltar. She's such a harder target to hit, and she's like slippery. So your defense with Wraith will be a lot better. Now a lot of Wraith players, they like to use or like to be aggressive because of this, that they won't be able to get hit easy compared to other characters. So Wraith and her 1v1 ability is really good. Also, she's a very good supportive character, meaning her abilities are, you could do so much with it. You could get really creative with it, and all of her abilities you can get creative with it. And the first way you can get creative with her portals is that you could transfer a team from one position to another position. So you could go from high ground to low ground while being able to get back to high ground. Because of her portal, you could position yourself from a sticky situation to getting your team out of that situation because of her portal. And you can also get your down teammate from one area out in the open to a closed area. Wraith's portal is good in so many ways. Her ultimate is up there as one of the best, if not the best. It's like a Pathfinder zipline, but her portal lets you transfer from one area to another, just like Pathfinder's zipline. Now her tactical, which is her phase allows her to get the ability of being invisible or invincible for a good amount. I think it's about, what, 4 seconds. And she also gets a speed boost in it, so she can see people in her phase. So Wraith's abilities are really good. Not only that, her passive allows you to let you know that people are aiming at you. So this gives you a heads up to see if there's anybody nearby, or if anybody looking at you and your teammates when you're just running out in the open or just running. So one of the main reasons, like I said, Wraith is the best character in the game is because she could do so much. She can help the team in so many ways, and she's probably one of the best characters to be aggressive with because of her hitbox and her size. So with that, I have Wraith number 1 as the best legend in Apex Legends. I'm pretty sure most will agree with Wraith being number 1, but if not, or if any legends that you don't agree with, let me know and comment down below on what you think. So my top 5 legends are Pathfinder 5, Caustic number 4, Bloodhound number 3, Gibraltar number 2, and then Wraith at number 1. If you guys agree or disagree, let me know down in the comment section. So with this is my video on the top 5 legends in the game. So if you liked the video, please leave a like, also comment and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.